So last week, Uncle Phil was being a jerk to Aunt Viv, and now he's being a jerk to Jeffrey. Yep, that's it. You just lost my endorsement. All right, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, we're doing Season 1 Bel-Air recaps and review. If that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, let's see what the survey says about Episode 8. Get it? Because it's called Nobody Wins When the Family Feud. Never mind. You know the drill. Supersonic, JJ Fat recap of Episode 7. This is where we saw Hillary mad at Kylo because he posted that Thirsty Chef video. Uncle Phil being secretive with the family money. Then Aunt Viv taking it out on him by going off to San Diego to a art show. Of course Reed is there, but before Aunt Viv could kick it with her side boo, Uncle Phil shows up to ruin the party. And speaking of party, Will and Carlton throw one back at the mansion just to try to get Carlton's social cachet back up. Connor pulls up to the party hating, calls the police come shut it down. Lisa calls her dad to save the day, but now Carlton knows that her and Will are officially canoodling. That's pretty much Episode 7. Alright, so boom, Episode 8. This one is called No One Wins When the Family Feuds. You get bonus points if you know what song that's from. This one was directed by Sylvain White. That dude directed Stomp the Art. Shout out to him. And it was written by Janika and Jashika James. They're twins. This one starts with Uncle Phil and Carlton on the golf course. Apparently, this is Carlton's punishment for letting that house party get out of hand. I don't know. I guess the rich people just punish different. We also find out that Phil called in a favor to the chief of police to make sure Carlton didn't get any more trouble because the cops shut the party down. Uncle Phil's not even in office yet, and he's already the penguin. We hop over to Will and Aunt Viv. They're waiting for his mom to land at the airport. She's coming in town for his birthday, so they decide to put his punishment for the party on hold. Quick commercial break here. Did y'all ever get punishment deferments? Like, let's say you wild out, but it was like Christmas time. Did they put your punishments on layaway? Does that really happen in real life? Anyway, so Will's mom lands in this private jet that Aunt Viv got her flued out in, and somewhere right now, Trey is punching the air. I'm just kidding. Who knows if Trey also got flown in private when he came to visit Will. But that gives him even less of a reason to start causing all that static. They flew you in private? So Will's all happy to see his mom. He goes up and hugs her. Then we get the most awkward hug in TV history. What the show is trying to show us is that the sisters have this strained relationship, but I think it's pretty whack because if it's one thing, black people know how to fake a hug. Then we're off to the influencer house with Kylo and Hillary. She's about to make a new video and he's upset because she's wearing clothes. He's like, bro, do you know your Thirsty Chef video got over 3 million views and that your regular videos only get a fraction of that? And she's probably like, yeah, I know, that shit's going crazy. But she tells him it was a one-time thing, and he's like, all right, I just don't want you to lose no steam. Back to the golf course, Uncle Phil is talking to Assemblyman Hernandez, and he's asking him if he has an endorsement. And Hernandez is like, yo, I'll rock with you, but you gotta get your family in order. So he's like, your wife is having outbursts at charity events, your daughter's posting thirst traps, which, by the way, Assemblyman Hernandez, are you watching Thirsty Chef videos? That's creepy. And your son is throwing house parties that's getting broken up by the police. I mean, when you put it like that, it do sound kind of crazy. But still, Uncle Phil reminds him that his family's not on the ticket, but we all know that's never mattered in politics. Back at the mansion now, Lisa texts Will and she's like, I'm in the pool house. Does she have a key already? Anyway, they get to smooching and she's like, I can't wait to meet your mom. And he's like, let's just hold off until dinner. Aunt Vi and Aunt Viv are in the main house talking about how Vi hasn't been there in 20 years. Like, these people got a private jet and you ain't been there in 20 years. There's no way the beef could be that brazy. So they're talking and Vi is like, I think I need to tell Will the truth about his father, Lou. And Viv is like, huh? You can't. He's gonna hate us. And then the theme song plays. And we got an early question of the week and you knew it was coming. What do you think that Will's dad did? Like, what do you think is happening here? Imagine he's not even a deadbeat, just a dude with a good job that doesn't even know he has a kid. I'm just kidding. I know he's probably a deadbeat. But maybe, I'm just kidding. but he might not be a deadbeat. Back to Carlton. He's overall just mad that he's getting all the smoke for throwing the party and Will's not. Keep in mind, it is Will's birthday, so they said his punishment is on deferment. And Carlton, you was just on the golf course, so get out of here. Also, can I remind you, Carlton, that it was your friend who called the police? Nobody told you to break that kid's wrist. Anyway, the whole gang is hanging now, and here we find out that Envy is Hillary's biggest fan on the socials, and that Hillary's fans also love her back. And we find out that Hillary blocked her mom on the socials. All right. They start talking about Vi and Vi's mom and how they used to have all these reunions, and Ashley's like, why did we stop having them? And speaking of Ashley, where are you? It's like they buried you. They're treating you like Judy from Family Matters, minus the sex tape. Anyway, they stopped having reunions because the mom got sick. And Envy makes it very clear that she was left to take care of her by herself. Shade, shade, shade. The next scene is Hillary along with her parents talking about the Thirsty Chef video. And why is it even called Thirsty Chef? Like, wouldn't it be her followers that are thirsty? Not like she's thirsty. I would call it like Hills and Valleys. The point here is that Hillary's like, I'm not taking it down. And Uncle Phil's, of course, pissed. And Aunt Viv's like, Hillary, does this video reflect who you really are? That's a good one. Then we're up in Will's room and he's talking to his mom. And I guess she doesn't watch Tate's Take, because just last week I was telling you that he was smashing Lisa all over that thing. But maybe Jeffrey took a break from being the equalizer just long enough to wash some linens. Will's telling her that he doesn't want to see her and Aunt Viv fighting. And she's like, all right, I got you, my bad. And he's like, talking about some old memories, and I guess she's trying to figure out how much of his dad he remembers. And he's like, just bits and pieces. And she's probably like, perfect, because this nigga got a good job with a pension. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's probably a deadbeat. The next scene we're with Aunt Viv, who's painting by herself. It's probably a nice little escape. It's probably what she does when she's feeling stressed out, just to get away from it all. And here comes Uncle Phil busting in, talking about, you out here painting for Reed? I mean, yes, but read the room, bro. Oh, read the room. That's good. He's also mad because he feels that she didn't back him up when they were talking to Hillary. And Aunt Viv is like, bro, just relax. You gotta let Hillary make her own decisions. And by the way, Vi might tell Will the truth about his dad. And after about 30 seconds, Phil's like, you're fucking kidding me. What was up with that delay? Like, did you even hear it? Next morning, Aunt Vi makes all of Will's favorites for breakfast. Another TV thing. Y'all ever had your family say, oh, good morning, I made all your favorites? Anyway, then Carlton comes down and he's like, what's all this? It's called breakfast, clown. All right, I'm chilling. Because after that, he does get cool when he's asking Aunt Vi about like what his mom used to be like. And she's telling him about the one time she climbed on stage at a D'Angelo concert. And that's how I know she's not gonna be able to resist. Okay. The next scene, Uncle Phil is talking to Jeffrey and he tells him he's about to meet up with Fred Wilkes. And he also tells Jeffrey to make sure that Will's dad, Lou, stays away from Will. I swear, if Jeffrey kills Will's dad, like, this is a hardworking black man in America. Okay. But still, Jeffrey, don't kill this guy. Back with Will and his mom, they're out exploring LA and they're having a good time until Will makes it clear that he's so happy that Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv changed his life. Bruh. Naturally, she's like, oh, word, they get all the credit. I raised you alone for 17 years. And Will's like, no. If it wasn't for you sending me out here, I might not even made it to my 17th birthday. It was a decent cover up. The next scene, we got Uncle Phil face to face with Fred Wilkes. And Fred Wilkes comes out of the back seat of a cop car, and I don't think anyone was in the front seat. But that's not important. Basically, Phil tells him like, look, bro, we're splitting the Democratic vote. And if we keep doing this, it's an easy win for the Republican candidate. So how about this? After the debate, whoever's winning, the loser steps down and gives his 100% support to the winner. That's a good plan, Uncle Phil. That's a real good plan. I've been on your case a lot these last couple weeks, but that's a good plan. And even Freddie Fred was like, all right, you got a deal. There's no way Uncle Phil could lose a debate to this guy, right? Right? Unless Fred is gonna go push a T and Drake and release some family secrets. Damn, what does he know? Then we're back with Hillary and Kylo. Hillary's about to film another Thirsty Chef video, but she remembers what her mom said and she starts to cover up. And she goes to Kylo and she's like, hey, I'm not doing any more of this freaky stuff, but I have 4 other ideas that are fire. And does Kylo say, okay, Hillary, I respect that. Let's hear these ideas. Nope. He proceeds to shred her. He tells her that she's a college dropout. She left 2 or 3 jobs, left some internships, gave up on some other online personas. He's like, you never see anything through, which is not a bad call out, but still. And she's like, all right, I'll just leave. And he's like, all right, good luck paying that kill fee. And she has no idea what that is. Why would the daughter of a very powerful attorney read a contract? Back with Will and his mom, this is the part where Aunt Viv's about to meet them for lunch, and they start talking about how last time they ate there, Rihanna was there and how nice she was. You hear that, Trey? Will eats where Rihanna eats. Stupid. But then, of course, the sister shade picks back up between Viv and Vi, and Will's like, please, can we just stop with the extra energy? Now to possibly the wildest scene of the episode, where Uncle Phil is boxing with Jeffrey, and Jeffrey's like, hey man, you sure you should be the one to make the decision to keep Will away from his dad? And Phil's like, yes, I should. And Jeffrey's giving a little more pushback, and he's like, I don't know, you don't think maybe you should let Will decide? Then Uncle Phil has the audacity, the tenacity, the unmitigated gall to say, just do what I ask. You work for me. What? Doesn't he know Jeffrey's a killer? But it's all right. Jeffrey remains cool, and he's like, understood. Well, I guess he's like, understood, bruv. Back to Will and his mom. He's like, look, just give it to me straight. What was my dad like? And she's like, he was a half-assed dreamer, followed all these get-rich-quick schemes, and left me to pay for it. And when he realized he couldn't use me anymore, he just ran off. But do we think that's the whole story? It can't be. It can't be the whole story. It can't be. Now we're getting to Will's birthday dinner, which I guess is pretty much the other wild part of this episode. Jazz pulls up and gets an apology from Hillary. She tells him she told Kylo to fuck off, but now she has to pay $50,000 for breaking the contract, which I don't know how she's going to get $50,000. I guess she'll probably have to do OnlyFans to raise the money, but then I guess that's the whole point of breaking the contract. She doesn't want to do those type of videos anymore. Yeah, you're right. Then we're over to the gifts, and Vi's asking Carlton what he got for Will. And stop checking everybody's gift, Aunt Vi. It's not their fault you brought a whack gift. But Carlton is talking about how we got ankle weights. It's a pretty good line when he's explaining how he doesn't know why Will wants bunnies. Not bad. Then a nice little moment where she tells him that Will always wanted a brother. And he's like, damn, so did I. You know, he's probably like, I didn't expect him to be like this. I wanted to be cooler than my brother. Then we got Lisa pulling up for the long-awaited meet and greet with Will's mom. Freaking Lisa. Anyway, and Vi's like, Lisa, nice to meet you. Heard so many things about you, blah, blah, blah. Is my son treating you good? And she's like, I wouldn't be with him if he wasn't. And she's like, yep, that's just what he need. A woman who's going to speak her mind. That's, okay. Anyway, Uncle Phil's stuck in traffic with the food. So Will's like, let's just open these gifts. And Vivian's like, we could just wait a little bit. And he's like, no, let's just do it. So the first gift he opens is from his mom. It's a picture of her holding him as a baby. And I get it. I get it. The idea is to show that she doesn't have money like Vivian. But really, what teenager wants a picture of themselves as a baby as a gift? Like, I'm sure he has other baby pictures. Like, why not make it an exclusive picture? Or a picture of his dad working hard, building up that 401k. I'm just kidding. Also, who is that white kid at Will's birthday dinner? Was he on the basketball team? Because I didn't recognize him. It was like the whole family, Jazz, and this white kid. Back to the picture though, Will seems caught up on who took the picture, but like, who asked that? Like, what if it was the lady at Sears? I guess the drama is that maybe it's Lou who took the picture. I knew my man was a hard worker, a photographer, and he probably got this big job to take pictures of animals in sub-Saharan Africa. And he was like, I don't know if I should go. I'm scared of animals. This is a real dangerous job. And Will's mom is like, babe, we got to put food on the table. We got a kid on the way. You got to go down there and make some money. And he goes down there and he's really scared. He's real afraid to be doing this job. And he gets eaten by a lion. And she's like, damn. And she's like, tells this whole story of him leaving so that it doesn't look crazy, because it was really her fault that he went down there and got eaten by that lion. So she tells Will that your dad just walked out of your life, because that was easier than dealing with the fact that it was her fault that he got eaten by a lion. Then I guess he would be mad at them. What am I even talking about? Anyway, the next gift is from Aunt Viv, and she got him the Off-White 5s, which is a fire gift. But two things. One, I would have just made him the Fresh Prince 5s for that meta Inception callback. And like two, you didn't have to have Jordan sign these. I know it's easier to recognize the name Jordan, like, okay, Jordan signed these, but If it was me, I would have just said they were signed by Virgil since they are off-white shoes. Vivian's an artist, so she could be like, oh yeah, me and Virgil go way back, da 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 da. Like, this is what you call a nitpick here on YouTube, but I have to speak my truth. Anyway, of course, since Will's mom spent 45 cents to get that picture printed out, she's super jealous that Vivian got these fire-ass shoes. And she's like, damn, why always gotta show off? But then Vi starts getting personal. She's like, you ain't climbed no mountain. We all carried you. Mom carried you, I carried you, and even Phil carried you. Damn, that's cold. Keep in mind, the whole party is now watching this, even that white kid that no one knows. Then Aunt Viv shouts in the most awkward way, I am not your enemy. Ooh, that was super cringy. And Vi's like, you used me until you had it made, then you tried to erase me, and now you're trying to have my son erase me too. Which is a little bit of a stretch. She flew you out on the PJ. And just so you know, Uncle Phil, right now would be a perfect time to pull up with that chicken and waffles. So the two fighters finally separate and go into their corners. Coach Carlton's up first. He pulls up on his mom and she's like, can you believe all that stuff she said down there? And he's like, hello, you said some mean stuff too. And she's like, who cares? She's the strong one. And as soon as she says that, she realizes that this whole time, her sister's been doing everything on her own. You know they say you gotta check on your strong friends. So Aunt Viv is like, damn Carlton, you're right. How did you get so wise? And he's like, it's the cocaine. No, I'm just kidding. He's like, hello, it's the same advice you give me and Will. The next corner, we have Will talking to his mom. And she's like, Will, I'm sorry for ruining your party. Which you did, because that was hella wild to be fighting in front of a company like that. It's no wonder Uncle Phil can't get no endorsements. Anyway, then we get Aunt Viv going up to her sister. And she's like, let me talk to my sister alone. She finally apologizes and is like, look, you and mom gave me everything I ever needed. Then Vi had her bigger person moment and she's like, all right, I accept your apology, but also maybe I shouldn't have tried to pin all my disappointments on you. Plus, you were right about Lou. Last scene of the episode here, we get Carlton and Will talking about Lisa. And Carlton's like, look, man, when you got here, my whole world went in a spiral. Then you went ahead and took my girl. There's just a lot to deal with. But he's like, I can't control who she dates after me. So just don't hurt her and we good. And Will's like, I won't hurt her, I promise. Will probably hurt her. Jeffrey walks by the two of them all suspicious like, and he's going into Uncle Phil's office and he's about to put a letter on his desk until Will busts in and he's like, what's up? We can assume that it was a resignation letter, right? But also knowing this new Jeffrey, it was probably laced in anthrax. But he doesn't put the letter down because Will's like, hey, can I ask you a favor? And he's like, yeah, what's up, bro? And he's like, can you help me find my pops? Freaking Jeffrey, Uncle Phil pays your salary and he told you to keep Lou away from Will. Will is new there and he says, bring me to Lou. Hey, Uncle Phil needs you. I don't know what I would do, but I know that Uncle Phil pays me. I might have to do what Uncle Phil says. What is Will giving me? What Will should have done is come ask me to help find his pops. Because I would have went right down there to that VA hospital, see my man Lou probably doing brain surgery or something, saving lives, making an honest living, and still giving 10% back to the church. Oh, anyway, that's pretty much episode 8. So what's my take? I'm going to give Bel-Air season 1, episode 8, 4 stars. Overall, I think a much better episode than last week and did a better job of moving the story forward. I like finding out more about this Vi and Vivian sister beef, and some people might say like 20 years of beef squashed in one episode, but honestly, like when you get to the point where your kids are telling you like y'all are wilding out, like you probably realize it's time to squash it. I gotta see where this Jeffrey saga goes. I know for a fact he ain't gonna appreciate being spoken to like that. And I do really want to see this Uncle Phil and Fred debate, but I still don't like how they're doing Ashley. And I know it's still only season 1 and there's a lot of storylines going on, but there's no reason I should know more about Jazz than Ashley. If she's not helping Uncle Phil with debate prep next week, I'm out of here. All right, you know the drill. The question of the week, I already said it. What the hell do you think is going on with Lou? You think he's a hardworking man with a 401k like I think? Or you think it's something crazier? Let me know. As always, thanks for checking out Taste Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, question of the week, what's up with Will's dad? Should Hillary be doing this freaky stuff? Was it good that she left the contract? Would you have left the $50,000 kill fee? Would you have done that? You probably would have just read the contract. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace.